want us to be aware that direct, explicit, systematic instruction in writing frees children up to write more, not less. And that whole idea of creativity and, we don't want to thwart them and give them free range, that actually stymies writing. So just the way it did with reading, when we just thought we'd expose kids to reading and good literature and good books and they'd be able to read, it's the same with writing. And when I think now back to my own stories and my own kids who I called non-producers, because they're the kids that I would do a little oral rehearsal with, I'd go over and we'd talk about what they were going to write, and then I'd leave, and 20 minutes later there's nothing on the page or one sentence on the page, and I blamed them. But I understand now that they needed so much more from me than I was giving them. And if I were to do that all over again, I could meet their needs much better than I was. So don't be afraid of this, and don't accept any writing on a page as good. We can get it better, and we can give, but it has to do with more support. And a lot of time, and we'll talk about that this afternoon, it's the oral support. And if we give them oral support and give them something to write about, when Carol's saying it's not a worthy topic, I mean, give them something good to write about besides your hamster or your favorite pet. It's true that kids know their pet, but why don't you teach them something to write about? So then they're getting background knowledge of the world, and we're practicing writing. So again, as we think about the foundational skills and the compositional skills, and as we've looked at lower and higher level skills, that's what it takes to be this doesn't work, you said, a good writer. So we're going to do a little simulation now of writing, and this is really a powerful thing for your teachers that you'll be training, and I want for you to experience it. So you'll need a blank piece of paper, not just a sticky note. And the first thing I'm going to do is, this is actually, Carol, this is out of order. So this should be your dominant hand first. Or it's telling you dominant. Anyway. Yeah, I will. So just get any old, are you looking for a piece of paper?
Sorry, thank you.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask you, using your dominant hand, I'm going to ask you to write about something that you're passionate about. I'm passionate about girls' education globally, okay? So that's what I would choose to write about. And I'm gonna say to you, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes in all, and I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to plan, if you want to do that in your head, and if not, if you're just a person, I'm the kind of person who just blah, I just start writing and I write. But I'll give you, I don't have my watch. Can someone time 90 seconds for us? Or do you have a watch? Carol, would you time us? Yeah, so let's time 2 minutes. And I'll give you 2 minutes to think, plan, write, and then we'll stop. Okay? Go ahead. So now draw a line on your paper, and I'm going to ask you to do something else. This next time I'm going to ask you to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to ask you to write about somebody who has been a positive influence in your life, but I'm going to ask you to do the exact same thing with your non-dominant hand. So we're going to give you 30 seconds to plan and 90 seconds to write, but you're going to be doing it with your non-dominant hand, okay? Oops, I went backwards.
Can you say what you want us to write about again, please?
Somebody who has a mentor, a hero, someone who's had a positive influence in your life. Doesn't have to be, Mother Teresa. They kid me about this, but Mother Teresa is a hero of mine, and so I don't know her, but she's been a positive influence. See, looking at her, her life has been a positive influence, and for a Jewish girl from the Bronx, right? So. So I want you to plan for 30 seconds, write for 90 seconds, but this time using your non-dominant hand. Go ahead, please.